I'm not ruling out Saudi Arabia.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to Take It to the Table. We got a jam-packed episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about John Cena's title run so far. Obviously, he's hit the legendary 17, and is it going well so far, or do we have some reservations so far? And of course, we're going to be talking about what Kevin Nash has been saying about the art of selling. Is it really dead? Is no one selling anymore? We're going to dive into that as well. So for these topics, I need to have an esteemed panel. And I am joined by none other than Jordy in the Bank. And for his yearly appearance, none other than Coby from Wrestling Republic. Let's start with you, Jordy. How are you doing today?
I'm good, my friend. You know me. Anytime that Cena gets brought up, I seem to get drafted in, and I understand why. I get it. I'm the Cena guy, and I'm always here to defend him. I feel like there's been some discourse about his title run, so I'm here to defend that as always. Yeah, man, exciting topics, and I don't think I've done a take it with Coby. Might be wrong about that, but we'll see.
Fair dues, fair dues. Yes, welcome back to the table. And of course, I had to obviously bring you here because I know you are the John Cena super fan. I know you're still seething when you had to put the STFU as the number one worst finisher move when we did the blind ranking on that. So yeah, I know you're still seething. So yeah, defend his honor. Why not? And of course, like I said, he's making his yearly appearance. He's pretty much like a unicorn at the table. But welcome back, Coby. How you doing today?
I mean, I'm doing good, of course. You got to pull in the ringer when you have to. You got to bring out the cavalry, the one-man cavalry. And yeah, I believe the last time I've been on a table was us three and Anthony, because I was there for the worst finisher.
Yes, you was.
So
oh yeah,
I mean,
you were.
It makes sense. Bring me back when it's me, us, and Jordy. It's always a pleasure to be here. Of course, it's a great place to always talk, and it's a lot of breaking news. Talking, of course, we'll end up talking about John Cena, but
yes,
a lot of things.
A lot of
always
things
on the topic of wrestling fans. So
definitely. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. But first, as of this recording, about probably an hour, maybe 2 hours ago, the news broke that WrestleMania is canceled. Everybody, yes. Oh my goodness, the war's over. It is canceled in New Orleans. They've announced that it's no longer being hosted after all them theatrics that The Rock came out and he did, the big pyro and everything, announcing it on SmackDown. That all pretty much just was all for nothing. It is not happening at Mania. They are instead getting Money in the Bank. Obviously the location for where WrestleMania is going to be held is currently not confirmed. It is undecided as we speak. But yeah, this has completely run rampant. We see Jordy kind of hinting where he would like for it to happen. But this is, I just want to say how unheard of this is. I don't recall there's been, we've heard other pay-per-views be relocated due to, low ticket sales or whatever the case may be. But WrestleMania, like, shortly after after it's been announced that it's being relocated or they're just not hosting it there, like, it's pretty, just that alone is quite blockbuster. So yeah, I don't know, everyone's fearing that it's going to be Saudi. Me personally, I don't think it's going to be at Saudi because it just getting the Rumble. That's one of the big four. I mean, it can't be that, and obviously everyone is especially Jordy, is kind of hoping that it's going to be at London. I hope it's going to be at London. Just make sure you have 50 grand to sit at the flipping nosebleeds. That's what I can say, because I know it ain't going to be cheap, and London is going to take the piss with the prices. So yeah, I hope it's going to be London. I know that they have been eager to beat AEW's record at Wembley Arena, at Wembley Stadium, I should say. This is just, if it happens at London, I will do everything in my power to get a ticket. But yeah, I just know that Ticketmaster is going to have a meltdown. I feel like that dynamic pricing crap is going to be the talk of the town. 100%.
Rampant.
It's going to be absolutely horrific.
Running wild.
Yeah. It's to the point where I'm pretty sure like the pre-sale is going to be just chaotic. No
We're
pun
gonna get
intended.
invited, bro. We're gonna get invited.
I hope so. I hope so. Like, let's hope that El Jefe can pull some strings in the back. Because yeah, we deserve it, Ben. I'm saying, but no, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on obviously when this news dropped, what was going through your minds, and where would you like for it to be, or what would be your top 3 places you would like for it to be? Let's start with you, Mr. Jordy in the bank. What's your thoughts on this whole situation?
It's wild, mate. Like you said, it's unheard of. It's not something that we're used to. See, it's the chaos is even raining into the show. Yeah, it's not something we're used to, right? Once they announce it, once they make that big announcement, and it usually comes pretty early before, they stick to it. It sucks. It does. You can't deny it. Like, from a selfish point of view, yeah. Do I want it to come to the UK? Absolutely. But like, I understand that people live in New Orleans, and when that announcement happened, they'll have lost their mind, and they'll have been so excited. People will have booked hotels. People will have looked at travel. It kind of stinks. It does kind of stink. If it's something to do with a construction reason, if it's out of WWE's hands, it is fair enough. These things do happen. It's a time you learn a lesson. We don't make that announcement until it's 100% sure thing to try and avoid this. If it is a situation where London have come a knocking or Saudi have come a knocking and said, hey, this is kind of a one-time offer. It's kind of now or never. Do you want to do it? And WWE have just kind of pulled the plug on New Orleans and said, yeah, we're going to go and do this. That kind of stinks. I can't lie, but it is what it is. If it does come to the UK, it will be historic. It'll be it'll just be huge. Like you said, the pricing for the tickets will be astronomical. I don't even want to think about it. But that this is the thing. They have me in a situation where I will probably pay it because it is a once in a lifetime situation, probably for it to be in the UK. That's again, this is the situation that WWE are in right now. It's a kind of situation that does feel a little bit icky to me. It does feel a little bit like they're flexing the muscles and going like, we can just pull the plug because we're WWE and we're TKO now. Do you know what I mean? We can do what we want. So yeah, I don't know. I'm in two minds. Very excited about the possibility opening up again for the UK because I was gutted when New Orleans got announced. Not for completely selfish reasons. It would have been amazing in New Orleans. I was looking at trying to get over there to go, but just because it got teased, like I got this briefcase at Money in the Bank 2023. Cena teased it there. We saw that there was talks with the mayor and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it just went silent, and then it got announced in New Orleans. So it was kind of deflating at that point. So yeah, that hope is back that it could come to the UK. But listen, I'm a soft ass. We all know that. I'm an empathetic person, so I do feel for the people that have been looking forward to it and now had that taken away. And like, listen, Money in the Bank is a great event. I loved it when I went. However, throwing someone Money in the Bank and taking away WrestleMania isn't. It's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same thing, is it? It's like, oh, thanks, but it is the definition of a consolation prize, and that's no shade on Money in the Bank. Like I said, it's a fantastic event, but it's not WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it does feel like a constellation. I mean, don't get me wrong. Money in the Bank is now how I feel is considered as the top 5, out of all the PLEs, and rightfully so. It does feel like a bit of a downgrade. And like you said, with people that not just residents, but people like obviously you can book hotels a year in advance, and you know that a lot of people internationally has booked Airbnbs and all this kind of stuff, and most places put a deposit down and all that stuff, so they're already in WrestleMania mode, and they got everything set. And then when this happens, you're just like, Oh, god damn it!
On
Kind
the
of thing.
flip of that as well, not just the customers, the businesses, right? They
And the
will
business,
have been like, you know what I mean? They've
yeah,
been expecting all this income, maybe put a
yeah,
deposit down on a huge screen for it. Or, do you know what I mean? There will
yeah,
have
yeah.
been
That's one thing
business
about
investments as well. So,
that's one thing about Mania. It's very good for the economy of where they go to. So
oh yeah,
100%. So it's and the thing is, I don't think it was like a construction thing. I think it's because New Orleans has hosted Mania like twice now, and I've been to one of them, the one that Mania Taker lost his streak to Brock Lesnar. And the city's amazing. It is an absolute like it is fitting for WrestleMania, 110%. So yeah, the fact that they've changed this, that's how you know it's going to be a major. It must be something major. And yeah, the other two places I can think of is either UK or Saudi. Everyone's some people are saying to not rule out Saudi, but I just feel like because they're just so close to just getting the Rumble, and that is one of the big
They
four.
have it.
I just it's a bit I don't know, it's a bit too much, but let's see what happens. What about you, Kobe? What's your thoughts on the whole situation regarding WrestleMania, and what would be your top 3 places for it you would like for it to be at?
The biggest thing is I think we all share the same sentiments, is that the fact that plans were put in motion. We have The Rock announced the WrestleMania is going to be in New Orleans, WrestleMania 42. They made the big deal. They made the announcement on SmackDown. And then all of a sudden things are changed. Something big had to happen. And there probably were a couple factors, like if it was a construction thing, if it was due to some of the attacks recently there that have happened and security issues, and there might have been other factors, but I think the biggest, it comes down to money. I think someone came in with a bid saying, I know you already put this in, but we'll pay you this much. And it probably is a lot higher, because you're not gonna already go, well, we made these announcements, we did all this setup, we confirmed this, and then we're just gonna change everything. Like, it had to have been substantial enough where, and I mean, obviously this is taken to the table. I get to say this. If I'm gonna say this is a dick showing contest, someone out is a lot bigger than New Orleans right now. And someone made a bigger bid. And I said this in the chat, I'm not ruling out Saudi Arabia. They've already said they want WrestleMania in 26 or 27, and they got the money. They have the Rumble next year. I wouldn't be shocked if they said, well, let's make history. Let's do the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania in the same place, because then that's something you can market. Am I going to say I want it to be in Saudi Arabia? I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not going to sit there and go, yeah, I really want it to be in Saudi. I'm going to say it's probably the second option, that Saudi Arabia went, this is how much we can give you. This is the money, because we know what the amount of money they put into their spectacles. I think Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou boxed there. The amount of just stuff they can do and the technology they have access to, that is definitely something to get excited if it was in Saudi Arabia. And I think the other option is London. It's either going to be London and Wembley, or it's going to be Saudi Arabia. And I don't know the sizes for Saudi Arabia for their stadiums, but those are probably the leading two candidates. It's either going to be Wembley or it is going to be Saudi Arabia, because we've already kind of been told, yeah, it seems like it's going to be international. So that means it's not the States. There's no place in Canada that can hold this many people. I don't know about Mexico, but even then, like, it's got to be international. I think it's either Wembley or it's Saudi Arabia at that point. Those are my two things. I'd like it to be in somewhere in Italy if they could do it in Italy. They got the stadiums that can hold 70 to 80,000 people, and the crowd was definitely one of the top ones on the Road to WrestleMania tour that they did this year. But it's definitely London versus Saudi at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I see your argument regarding Saudi. Like you said, that they got the technology, they've got the money. all that good stuff and all that good stuff. But I don't know, and I don't know if this is controversial to say, but we all know that WrestleMania is even though it's held in the States, it is an international show. A lot of people like from hundreds of countries go to WrestleMania. I don't feel there will be that many people inclined to travel to Saudi. And I know that Saudi Arabia is they're going through this regime in terms of they're looking to clean up their public image. You see what I mean?
Well, they're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it with all.
They're doing that right now with the Riyadh season and the Vision 2030 or whatever the thing is. But still, I don't think it's that. It will. I don't think it's that very inviting from many other countries to.
I think it'll sell out.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I don't think it's going to be international.
No, but I think the reason is look at the World Cup with Qatar. Like, if
but even that was controversial though.
Saudi are in it, but Saudi Arabia are in a position where if they want to be like, right, do you know what, ticket sales are bad, we're going to buy all the tickets and offer it to a load of international wrestling content creators for free. They're going to take it. They can do that, and they can take the ticket, and it's a full show. Like, that's the thing, that if they can make it, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. But I see your point. This is one thing that I didn't think of as well. If you think of places, like you said, Coby, on the European tour that sounded amazing, looked amazing. There's one place that no one's really talking about and hasn't really been brought up and has got a stadium that could absolutely fill it. It's Barcelona.
I knew you was going to say that. That's what I was thinking.
Well, the Camp Nou is like newly renovated. Is it open yet? Like, that is a place, that is somewhere that people would want to travel to. Americans 100%. Want to go to Barcelona. The one thing that I will say is Barcelona are quite pushy about tourists right now. They don't really so I don't know if that'll work, but Barcelona could be a real shout.
Economy wise, they ain't doing so good, Barcelona. But so I see why they are.
Yeah, could they even make a bed? Who knows?
Yeah, but
the biggest thing is I think the fact that even then there already is international travelers, not to the extent of WrestleMania, but there already are international travelers going to Saudi Arabia events for WWE. So I don't think I think people will buck up. People will go, okay, let's do it. And like, that's the thing. So I looked it up. Like, even if they go with the second, they got 60,000 in Alinma Stadium in Jeddah. So, and of course you got a stage. So could they do what they did? So this year's Mania was pushing that with the big stage even. And Allegiant is that size. So I think they'd be fine. I think they'd figure it out. I think ticket sales would do well enough. I think London is going to. London 100% nearly sell out instantly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, especially with what they did.
It's going to be a travesty. Like, it's going to be a travesty.
All of Europe are going to be on that.
Yeah,
100%. It's just tough.
The all-in, when we got the tickets for the first one, that wasn't too bad. That was actually pretty good. The second one was like a cakewalk. It was even better. But I know, every time there's a major show, like I had trouble getting tickets for Clash of the Castle. I had trouble getting tickets for Money in the Bank. I've always had trouble whenever there's a major PLE happening in the UK. So when it comes to Mania.
Oasis have sold out Wembley like 7 nights on the bounce or something. Like, WrestleMania will sell out Wembley like that. Like, it's a 2-night event. It'll go.
It's gonna be absolute hell.
You're buying a 2-day ticket as well, right? You're buying a 2-day ticket. No one's going for one night unless you are local to London. They're struggling with ticket sales on the night, and you manage to pick one up. That's the only reason you're going for one night. No one is buying a 1-night ticket.
This episode is brought to you by Wraith Energy. Wraith Energy is the perfect drink for gamers. It offers 200 milligrams of caffeine, 1,000 milligrams of taurine, antioxidants, amino acids, 0 sugar. It gives me that extra edge to beat Roman Reigns on Legendary on 2K24. It also helps when I'm forced by Ben Allison to do videos for him about his love for soul. Just by using my promo code Chaos Wraith, you get 10% off your entire order. They have awesome flavors such as the Cosmo, the WTD, the Sour Apple, Gamer Bathwater, or my personal favorite, Porn Star.
Hello, ladies.
No clumps, no grainy aftertaste, just absolutely amazing. So use promo code Chaos Wraith right now and get 10% off your order. Thank you, Wraith, for sponsoring this video.
They say it's gonna sell out, but there's always like little stragglers or little shitty tickets that comes out last second. But yeah, no,
but
don't
that's
get me wrong,
resale.
yeah. But
If the tickets are already bought.
that
If
too,
it's
yeah.
Like if it's 100% going to sell out, and people are going to try to resale, without a doubt, and
How
people are
fast
going
like
to be,
money in the bank?
it's gonna be sharks in the water at that point.
Oh yeah.
The amount
Oh,
of people who are just going to buy hundreds of tickets and try to see
what
how much they
pisses me
can
off.
upscale them. It's gonna be, like I said, it's sharks in the water. It's gonna get dangerous.
It's gonna be mad.
I know someone that works at Wembley.
It's Saudi or Wembley.
I know. Actually, I know two people that work at Wembley. I'm not going to.
All right, use our plug.
Yeah, leave it
I'm
with
gonna
me.
cut this out. No one else is gonna know. I'm gonna cut
you don't
this
say.
out.
You don't say.
It's only just. It's only just.
The
it
senses
only just
are
occurred to me
tingling.
then. Yeah, it only just occurred to me then. So like, don't count it out. Don't count it out.
Chaos is.
I'm salivating, Andre. I don't want to miss it. Like, but if the tickets
no.
prices are gonna be absolutely egregious, like even for nosebleeds, because I know how I've been to. I'm sure we've all been. Well, minus Kobe, but yeah, I mean we've been to Wembley Stadium before, and we've seen obviously how it's laid out and whatnot. And it's a pretty good stadium. It's nice and open. Obviously in April, it's weather-wise, it's going to be a bit manic. It's going to be a bit mad. But you know,
that's a good point.
Unless they actually somehow twist their arm, and it's going to be in the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Because if that is the case, woo, it's curtains. It's done.
Wales getting WrestleMania will be wild.
I
would love it. I would genuinely love it. I would love it. Does Spurs Stadium have a roof?
Yes, it does. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I know that one does, but that's the old Millennium Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does Spurs' stadium have a roof?
No, it doesn't.
Nah.
No. So that's the thing.
With a roof, bro.
So that's why I was surprised. The fact that they tested Clash of the Castle at Principality did well. Had the roof, everything. They were, and because they were worried about the weather. I'm surprised that like they didn't try and get Mania afterwards. But obviously, we all know the reasons why and bidding and all that kind of stuff, so we get it. But yeah, if they worried about the roof and weather in April is bipolar, So
yeah, it could be.
Yeah, but you got the roof.
We say April showers for a reason, bro.
Yeah,
that's when you get full spring. Because you're like, oh wow, it's sunny. Well, winter's over, and then bam, 3 days of rain.
Flash flood is no joke.
It's been last week and a half. It's been raining here too.
It's been sunny here, bro. You know so much wrong.
Here. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But unless they change the dates, maybe do.
I mean, it wouldn't be Twickenham's the next biggest one.
Twickenham Stadium, don't do it there. The seating there is terrible.
I don't think. I don't think they would.
I went there for to see an NFL game, and I went to see Eminem on stage, and the audio, the acoustics is absolutely horrendous there. The seating is terrible.
So it'd either be Wembley, Principality. They have the relationship with, so that is a good shout. But the person obviously pulling for it is either London or it's Saudi.
I would rather it be Wembley.
I don't know if Wales is going out of their way to make that to outbid New Orleans.
Do you know where would be the best?
It's London or
Saudi.
Saudi.
The best venue would be La Bombonera. Is it in Argentina? Like is it River Plate Stadium or Boca Stadium? Absolutely.
I don't think that market.
I don't think it'll ever go there, and I don't think the actual stadium could take it. Like the thing actually moves.
Wild.
Well, I mean, let's say where it's not going to be. It's not going to be in Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh.
I hope not. Anyway, place is always pissing down with the rain. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that's not.
Well, definitely in April. You're not getting sun in April.
Oh hell no, God.
For a day in July if you're lucky.
Is that if you're lucky? Exactly. But yeah, no. Like I said, at the end of the day, WWE is all about numbers and breaking records, and they hate the fact that AEW has that number right now. So they're doing everything to spite AEW. So yeah,
Wembley's the only place that can break that. Then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So hell, trust me, you're gonna see a minimal stadium. You're gonna see a minimal entrance way, just so they can fill more people.
I would just do SummerSlam, bro. I would just do a 2-night SummerSlam over here, because then you're more likely to get the weather.
Hey, who knows?
Like,
you might do a double. That's a good gap.
I guess there's a couple stadiums in the States that could break it.
Yeah, of course, I'm sure there is. But like I said, like I don't think they're going to cancel it.
They want to come and break.
Yeah, they're going international. 100%.
They want to come. Yeah, they want to break Wembley. Yeah,
100%, 110%. So
and they will. Because again, they'll just give away tickets if they have
to. They will break. No, trust me, they will break it by pre-sale. I'm telling you, it's
100%.
It's gonna be horrendous. It's gonna be tragic. I can't wait for us guys to be effing them blind.
Everyone's gonna have knives.
I'm number 1,120,000 in the queue, and as soon as you're right there, it's all done.
He'll say we think you're a
might as well close the tab if you're that in the queue.
Trust me, I'm gonna have like 10 devices on the run, just simultaneously. It's gonna be nuts. But either way, I'm excited. It's unheard of, and we just had to obviously give our 2 cents on this. And I'm sure that we're going to be talking about it also on the daily at some point. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. If you where would you like for it to be, and did you pre-order a ticket, pre-book a hotel or anything like that? And what's your plans? Are you going to go to Money in the Bank? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. Right. Ooh. Back to the regular scheduled programming.
I've just thought randomly, right? Quickly. Money in the Bank. What if they actually swap the dates? What if Money in the Bank is in April and they do WrestleMania in July, and they actually swap when they half for next year?
No, you can't do it because
that'd be the purest example of money changing everything.
Yeah.
If Saudi Arabia went, we'll give you $100 million to put Mania in obviously because we want the distance.
Oh hell no, bro! You can't have Mania in July in Saudi; they'll melt. I meant London. I meant London.
They moved it. It'd be the purest example of money could change anything, and TKO going, "Thank you."
Yeah,
we'll do this. And that's what this is.
That's what this is. As crazy as a Disney park in Abu
Dhabi. They're sharks. They're sharks.
I don't think that's going to happen, because that actually, then remember that the Rumble's in January. That's going to mess. So you got to wait 6 months to make that's a lot of story to try and cover. Yeah. And people probably will forget.
I think the latest they would do is June. But yeah, that's 4 months.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Like obviously we gave it a little pass. We gave it a pass this year because it happened in February. That's fine. Just a 1 week into February. But yeah, you ain't gonna do
first day of February like a change by anything.
Like it's still like I don't think they're gonna do Rumble in January or February and then wait till June for.
I don't think they will.
It's too much of a story. It's too much. But yeah, no, I think Money in the Bank is usually in the summer or early part of the summer,
June or July.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't think they're gonna change that. And then just keep Mania where it is. It's been there for like 40 years, and I know that in a way TKO don't really like the way they move, and they don't really care about obviously they don't care much about the heritage and you know how things go. But I don't think they're gonna. That's a step too far. I think that's a step too far. I'd like to think.
It would have to be that groundbreaking of a deal.
Yeah,
where they would go, well, we can't. We just have to roll with punches at this point.
Yeah. And it's the same time. It's kind of weird. Like it's not that they're struggling for money. They're
oh God, no.
You know what I'm saying? But I guess money talks in it. But anyway,
money talks. But also the UFC lost a lot of money.
Well, that's because they put on shit main events, and they haven't found the next Conor McGregor. So that's another conversation.
Lawsuits, though. That's about lawsuits, not about what they're pumping. Business.
No, that takes into account as well. Like the interest.
Interest is that low. But the fact that they had to pay out hundreds of millions.
Yeah. I get
For
that.
lawsuits. That's the big chunk that most likely caused the recent releases.
No, I get that.
Because because on paper TKO is barely making money because they're bumping out money due to the lawsuits in the UFC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
it would be life changing. It would
Oh,
have
yeah,
to be groundbreaking for it to be truly changed.
100%, 100%. Cool. All right. Any other additional comments, Jordy? Anything else? No.
No,
All good.
no further comments, Your Honor.
Cool. Fair enough. All right. Moving on. Let's move on to your favorite guy in the whole wide world, Mr. Juan Cena. Currently on his currently on his number 17 world title win. Just came off a win against Randy Orton, and now is currently booked to face R-Truth at Saturday night's main event. As of this recording, is from 2 nights from now. Just wanted to clarify, Jordy, is it for the title or is it non-title? Have they clarified that? They haven't clarified it, have they?
I think it is.
Let's check .com. Let's check
Right.
Let me double check. Because they haven't really confirmed it.
They have said that
they're just fighting.
They're scrapping.
It says it just says so. It says undisputed WWE champion John Cena versus R-Truth.
Yeah, it's not.
R-Truth will take on his childhood hero John Cena in emotional matchup.
So,
Truth will officially battle the champion.
Yeah. So what right there and then, I feel like
so it sounds non-title.
Cody's coming back, isn't he?
Who?
I think like there's got to be something more to
that. I feel like R-Truth is going to win somehow. The fact that it's non-title, I feel like somehow it's either going to be just a DQ finish or it's just like he's somehow going to win.
Yeah.
Just by that
maybe. Just to compare, if you look at the announcement for Logan and Jay, it's the very first sentence is Jey Uso will faces a tough test as he battles Logan Paul with the title on the line. Yeah. The title was never said to be on the line for Cena. I say it's non-title.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. R-Truth doesn't deserve.
So we don't have to include this match.
A fucking WWE World Champion. No, it's one of Cena's last matches. If this is his last year, but it's a non-title match.
Yeah. So Cena could still outright win, but yeah, I guess it just to put that R-Truth doesn't deserve a title match, so maybe that's why they didn't bother to do it. So you can still very much still win regardless. But anyhow, since his match at Mania, which has been hugely divisive, more on the negative side, understandably. But yeah, people are still not sure about the title run, like in terms of like obviously the promo work is still great. But the momentum has definitely dwindled a bit since the epic moment at Elimination Chamber where he sold to Rock Soul. He sold his soul to The Rock, but obviously The Rock came above it to go and cash it in because he just doesn't want to be there. And yeah, I'm kind of inclined to think that don't get me wrong, the promo work has been good, especially when it comes to Randy Orton. But now it's starting to sound a bit copy and paste when it comes to his promo work. All he does is complain about not one of you sons of bitches not cared about how I feel. I'm here to ruin wrestling, and it's just pretty much the same old stuff every week. There's nothing really groundbreaking. I mean, the one zinger that Cena only had against Orton was that he had to bring up a very, very old drug test regarding that. Even I forgot about. Like that was like what 2006, but whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts regarding the title run. Is it going the way you expected? Do you wish it was a bit more? Are you still interested in it? Is there like just one thing? Is there one thing that might tip you over to the other side that'll make you think, all right, this is good, or it's gonna be shit? So yeah, I just want to get your thoughts. Kobe, let me start with you. What's your thoughts on the whole John Cena title reign? Could it be better? Is it going good for you? Let's talk a bit.
That's the tough part, is looking at it, and it's weird because we watched it live at WrestleMania, and I was there, and it felt flat. it felt this was the result they could come up with. You have The Rock going, yeah, I wasn't needed, so this is what they could come up with. Like, was that The Rock's cop out of this is what the plan was, and this was my plan, and oh no, this is my work was never to come out. It's like that's the thing. Everyone sat there expecting The Rock, and The Rock never showed, and it just felt flat. Travis Scott taking a bump is still an insane thing. It was the result we all expected without The Rock. Because we all wanted The Rock. We all wanted something to happen. We all wanted The Rock to ruin Cody's life and ruin his reign. And he did, because he did whatever with Cena and they did whatever with Travis Scott. And the biggest thing coming out of WrestleMania is I knew for a fact Backlash was in St. Louis. We were for anyone that expected Randy Orton to not wrestle anyone that he could beat was a goof. That was dumb. It was going to be someone he could win convincingly, and it would make sense. Yes, Joe Hendry, another world champion, and he kind of squashed him. But like for someone going, yeah, it should be Aleister Black. Well, no, Aleister doesn't lose on the way in. That makes no sense. To me, the expectation was Cena wins and he goes on to wrestle Randy Orton. And I think that's what this year is it's a year of him facing his rivals. Cody Rhodes, he's wrestled before, but there wasn't much of a rivalry there. He wrestled him as a U.S. Open challenge how many years ago? Randy Orton's one of his legends. If Edge was still here, Edge would have been one. But Cena's facing all his past rivals, and he's going over one more time. The biggest thing is it's a predictable thing because you knew Randy wasn't going to win. You know, if it's Cody at SummerSlam, I don't think Cody's going to beat him at SummerSlam again because we don't know what to expect. But it's going to be him wrestling a lot of his rivals. I can expect a CM Punk match. I think putting Cena and AJ Styles in France is 100% the move. Knowing what they gave AJ last year, that would be electric based on atmosphere alone. There's a lot of people that we can sit here and say, well, there's past rivals of Cena's career where he can go over and he can play the heel. And I think there's stuff to be excited for, like I've already mentioned. So I don't think we're on the verge of bad because especially what we saw at Backlash, it was not a bad match. Mania was a bad match. Mania was not that good. It was tough because he had Cena wrestling as a heel, but you had Vegas cheering him. So they were dealt a weird hand in Vegas because people were already turning on Cody. And the result that had to happen happened. So would I say this is a bad title reign? No. Because it's already delivered a solid main event, not the best main event of the year, but definitely far better than what we got at WrestleMania. I don't know what else to expect for other matches this year other than the ones like they've announced him for Money in the Bank, but we obviously, unless Truth wins and it's a Truth match, I don't think it's a Truth match, but we don't know what that kind of picture looks like. There's rumors of Travis Scott wrestling at Money in the Bank. So that wouldn't be a title match. That would be him just doing a tag match, him and Travis Scott versus whoever. I think there's still enough to be excited for. So I do think it is still a good title reign.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, I did hear about the stuff regarding him and Travis Scott versus possibly Bad Bunny and possibly Cody Rhodes and stuff, and that's fine. I mean, when Cody Rhodes was champion,
the other new one I saw was Cena, Logan Paul, and Travis Scott versus Usos and Cody.
Yeah,
that's one I saw today, and I was like, okay, that makes a little more sense than just bringing out Bad Bunny for Cody Rhodes. Like, I don't fully know. But it's got to be weird. It's got to make sense to put a match with Travis Scott in the ring, though. I also saw the comedic pitch of John Cena wants to ruin wrestling, so Travis Scott wins the Money in the Bank. That would be so dumb. That'd be so fucking dumb.
Just don't do that.
It's
That's
so
a
dumb,
very
but
Vince like.
it would fit the story, but it'd be so dumb if we put something like the Money in the Bank on Travis Scott.
Yeah. It's this what is one of them things where like I don't mind tag matches being entered in there. I mean, obviously, you know, when Cody was champion, he still main evented in tag matches and whatnot, and they were still pretty good matches. So you can give it a pass with Cena. I don't so far. I'm not bored of the Cena run. Me personally, I'm still sore from The Rock. Is just the way
The
that
Rock,
like and he just like outright just
show.
said, "Yeah, I just didn't want to be there." I just like when he said like the final boss's work is done. I was like, yeah, clearly you just didn't want to be. You weren't gonna get your way. You're not gonna you ain't gonna get Rock and Reigns. Your Rock and Reigns or whatever. You didn't get your own way. You just threw your toys out the pram. That's how it is. And you know, we've seen these instances outside of WWE when it comes to him. When he doesn't get his own way, he throws his toys out the pram. He done it with the Black Adam thing. He did it with the Fast and Furious franchise. You know, his ego is so out of control. But he just puts out this
Big Dwayne
persona, like to make you think that he's the people. You know, and then he's doing things right for the people when realistically he's not. Like he almost destroyed WrestleMania 40 by trying to just shoehorn his way in just because he's like the director of the board and stuff. So, but anyway, I think that is why.
To be fair, if the weirdest thing about last year is if Triple H doesn't pull the big dick move of letting Cody win the Rumble, I think we get Rock and Roman.
Oh yeah, 110%. Yeah.
If Punk or whoever won, it's like, okay, that makes sense. They can go for Seth.
Yeah.
They knew the Rock and Roman was the plan.
Yes.
But Triple H went, I'm still doing Cody Rhodes winning.
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
And 100%. They create the thing is they, while it was just him most likely strong arming any other pitches going, well, Cody Rhodes is my guy and Cody Rhodes is winning this Rumble. It created one of the most volatile, unpredictable. This is playing in front of our eyes. The plan is shifting. Everything is changing and we are witnessing it. Yeah. This one seemed like, and a lot of us were confused because remember Cody Rhodes for months was going, well, the WrestleMania main event is something a lot of people aren't expecting. Nobody was expecting Cena versus Cody Rhodes. So the fact that this was the plan, this is what we knew. The fact that maybe the heel turn wasn't the plan until later, and then that's what it seems like is, okay, let's tease the Cody heel turn, and Cody has to go heel to go against John Cena. That was a story they could have went with. Obviously they didn't, but it seemed like the end goal was Cena and Cody. So I don't know what plans were changed, plans were altered, because it seems like it was a lot of altering this year. But we're at the point where The Rock lost the plot. The Rock didn't understand. Like Cena, even if it was just Travis Scott showing up because they announced him for Chamber, you could have had Cena do the low blow. It probably doesn't have the same impact as The Rock doing the throat slash, but it was still a great moment that you can't. If you ask The Rock after that night and he said the Rock's the final boss's work is done, it makes no sense. I can't sit here and go, John Cena just turned heel. Even if it was Madison Square Garden, The Rock shows up before the UK or the Europe tour. Then The Rock can show up and say something, say, I told you I was destroying someone's life. I gave you the opportunity and you didn't take it. Someone else did. Explain, because that's the thing. Other than Cena in one promo fucking weeks before Mania, not even after the tour, I'm pretty sure it was either on that SmackDown or it was the final Raw where he finally explained what kind of why he did. And it was just like, okay, well, why did it take us a month to explain the biggest angle of the year?
Yeah.
Like it's weird. I do think that's the thing. I do think there's plot holes. I do think there's
I'm sure. Yeah.
like the character's great and he's doing good and he's cutting promos that given this opportunity, he's been able to air his grievances and Cena's done well. But yeah, it's at the point where it's getting a little repetitive. And if that's what every finish is, and especially every title match finish is, oh, run in, ref bump, title shot. Like, is that what this is going to be? Like, I just don't know. You got to give Cena respect because it's John Cena going out of his way to not just, hey, I'm retiring at the end of the year. I'm here. You can't see me. Show face, build a match here too, put someone over. No, this is John Cena in his last year of wrestling, to our knowledge, giving us a bombshell of a character turn. It's great to sit here and say 6 months in, or not 6 months into the year, that we were still swerved and John Cena still did a heel turn that everyone wanted and nobody could have imagined Cena was the one to turn heel. But it's still magical to think about. It still is a good title reign. It's just this year is almost becoming a little too dependent. Is becoming too dependent on Cena's title reign driving one show, and now the other in Monday Night Raw is being driven by Seth. So we're kind of getting to the point where this year is being defined by this. Where last year it was like the bloodline. But
Jordy, what's your thoughts on this the John Cena situation? Do you agree? What's your thoughts on the Cena run and everything else? Could it be better? Could it be less? Let me know your thoughts. Number one Cena fan.
I'm actually very much the same as you, to the point where it pisses me off, because I feel like The Rock got involved in the biggest heel turn of all time. He didn't need to be involved in that. Like, he really didn't. John Cena turning heel, if they'd have booked it right, would have been the biggest heel turn of all time. The moment still would have been as big if they'd have booked it right. I still stand by that. The plan may have been to just do the heel turn at fucking Mania. Jesus, like, how hard is that? Have Cena win the chamber, have Cody and Cena make it, play it that whole time. One of them's gonna turn. One of these two of the biggest baby faces, Cody, the biggest baby face in maybe even pro wrestling right now, and John Cena, one of the biggest baby faces of all time. Tease it that whole way that one of them is gonna go and have it. We're swaying one way, or it looks like it's gonna be Cody for a couple of weeks. Oh no, now John's looking. Then pull the trigger, make the biggest heel turn on the biggest stage of them all in the main event at WrestleMania, and that's how he wins the title. And I don't understand how that didn't, and why do it at the chamber? And also the whole thing about The Rock got a call of Ari to turn up to that it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like, to say that is such an insult to everybody on that card. And we're talking Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who had an unbelievable match on that night in Canada, by the way. Not good enough. Not good enough to doesn't sell enough tickets. Trish Stratus was on the fucking card in Canada. Not good enough to sell the tickets. 2 elimination chamber matches, including, like, look at the lineup of that men's chamber. Cena, CM Punk, like, big names that we saw Cena and CM Punk kind of run it back a lot more so than you get to see in the Rumble, because it's 6, it's not 30. Not good enough, doesn't sell enough tickets. We're gonna bring The Rock in. Like, what? It's just wrong. And if you are gonna, this is where I really don't understand, right? If you're gonna do such a big thing at Elimination Chamber that they did and turn John Cena heel, and you're looking and your tickets maybe are not quite a couple of percent off what they usually are, use that. You know what? Like, that's our lowest selling event of the year, and the biggest thing happened. What's it going to do to fans? It's going to be like, you know what? We actually, no matter, I know it's expensive, but we can't miss one. because we thought, oh, we can miss Chamber because it's just the build up to Mania show. No, we can't because we missed the biggest heel turn of all time. Create that fear of missing out. You know what I mean? So that's by the by. Cena's heel run, Cena's championship run. I think it's been good. I personally enjoyed the Cody match. I personally enjoyed the Randy match. The truth stuff is a bit weird. I won't lie. Like it is. I wasn't expecting Cena to have a match with R-Truth on his farewell run, especially not a non-title match when he's holding the title. That always kind of just is a bit. I just feel like a little bit. They're looking at the Roman Reigns model and how Roman wasn't around all the time, showed up every now and again, had these big matches, and that was fine. Roman did it in a different way to John. I think the way that Cena's playing the whole ruin wrestling thing, I kind of like it, but like I say, I just think particularly this R-Truth one is a little bit of a weird situation. However, I don't think it's the be all and end all. I don't think it's just a match against R-Truth. I think something's gonna happen. Something bigger that's gonna build to the next feud, the next rivalry. I honestly don't think it's just gonna be a straight up match. Cena wins and that's it. We move on. Like if that happens, I'm starting to get a little bit worried. But I think that there's a lot of mourning, there's a lot of whining about Cena's run. I think part of it is because there's maybe a bit of a discourse, a bit of a people have got to be in the bonnet again towards WWE for some very warranted reasons. I'm not saying they're not warranted, but like it wasn't fun to kind of tear down WWE for a few years. I feel like that kind of thing online has come back a little bit, and it's a shame that Cena's at the center of that because I think there's been a few things that just in WWE in general have left a bit of a sour taste. So it's a little bit unfortunate. Not everyone's gonna like it. I don't really care that much. Like I say, I care about most things, but this is he's my guy. So like I'm enjoying it. I really did enjoy the Randy match. I know a lot of people said he kicked out of RKO's a lot. I watched it back. Like one of them, he did kick out, but they counted about 12 because like the refs were running down and there was no ref there. So it's like, do we count that?
Yeah.
Do we count that as a kick out of an RKO? Like, do you know what I mean?
It is,
so I
but
just
it also
think
has
that,
the time to
and
support
it felt familiar to me. Like I came from a generation when I was younger, like The Rock and Austin used to kick out of each other's finishes plenty in a main event of a big PLE, and not only that, they would hit each other with each other's finishes. Do you know what I mean? So like it was a bit of a throwback for me. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. And everyone that's ever watched one on a watch along with me with Wrestling Republic has always seemed to enjoy it. So like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
If you watch it on your own and you just if you hate watching a bit, you will find things. But if you watch it as wrestling, it's meant to be watched probably with a group of people who also enjoy wrestling. You'll definitely find some fun in these matches and the rest of this title run, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was it did felt of like old school wrestling, and you know, something that I would actually expect from a John Cena and Randy Orton match. I mean, I remember when it was announced, everyone was worried like, this is gonna be a 20-minute match of just wrist holds and chin locks and whatnot. And
I think there's a bit of disrespect as well. Like I think we all joke. But I genuinely really do think online there's a lot of disrespect. There's a lot of like, do you understand who you are talking about here? Like it's Randy Orton and John fucking Cena, and you're talking about them like it's Ric Flair and Vince McMahon about to go into battle in the ring. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not that. Like these people have been doing this all their life, and the people who were born like halfway into John Cena's career are online plastering, thinking that like just tearing them down. It's like get a little bit of respect towards these legends. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, you don't like it, but show a bit of respect.
I mean, it's not even that though. At the same time, we look at this, and the way I looked at it is, what did I just see? I saw 17,000 people on the edge of their seat for every single kick out from bell to bell. They were severely entertained. If you can't sit there and say that wasn't a good match, I don't know if you recognize what this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have to enjoy it. You can have a personal opinion, but if you are just going to sit there and say it wasn't a good match because I didn't like it, that's dumb. That's stupid. That's bullshit. That's truly bullshit.
So-
I said this the same thing, and I'll bring it up again. I preferred it, but Jey Uso versus Gunther from Saturday night's main event in January. If you watch that and sit there and say, yeah, they couldn't have done that at a WrestleMania, like you're doing that in bad faith. If you can get the crowd on the edge of their seats attached to every near fall without doing 70 flips, you're doing your fucking job. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb. There is disrespect, and I can sit there and say, yes, they are genuine concerns of, every main event pitcher's good, or every main event PLE match is going to be this kind of slow and this slow pace. And it's like, yes, okay, that's a genuine criticism, and you can have a genuine opinion about that. But if you're just going to sit there and go, well, it's a bad match because I didn't like it, you're done. You're done.
How many times did we see the same ends to the Roman matches as well?
Yeah.
Guess what? That pisses you off. And then eventually you really want him to drop the belt, and then you get a Cody moment. Like, you know what I mean? So like that, I think.
So,
and that's the thing. And you said the exact same thing. I watched Backlash. I didn't sit there and say either finish was bastardized, because like you said, each kick out was, the ref had to run down. So yeah, it makes sense he can kick out after 20 seconds. Like, and none of them were, we're going to kick out of 5 AAs. And
one
it's
account,
still like they were logical kickouts regardless. If there was maybe one or two more, okay, it might have edged into that territory of okay.
And if there's anyone that can kick out of RKOs,
but
it's
it was
John
still
fucking
done.
Cena. He's taken enough, right? If there's anyone that can kick out of AAs and FUs, whatever, it's fucking Randy Orton. He's taken enough. When you take enough, you can probably kick out of him a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a kayfabe. That's a wrestling. That's a psychological way to approach it too. So you're gonna get Randy Orton's used to the AA. John Cena's used to the RKO. So it's moves they've kicked out of. It's the biggest thing. Sometimes, like, I'll say the Hidden Blade. Will Ospreay's Hidden Blade, at a time when he introduced it, it was such a dangerous finisher. Oh my God, he did this. I think he did it. He knocked out Kota Ibushi when he first did it. But then it was like, this is the big finish. Now it's kind of evolved. It might have evolved a little too much where there are too many kickouts, and they have kind of bastardized the Hidden Blade and turned it into just a transitional move. But then again, it's like, okay, well, if I see the same match twice, someone will, from a storytelling standpoint, someone's going to learn to kick out of one of the finisher. That's just a wrestling point of view. That is psychology. And obviously we'll get to psychology later on.
So, Jordy, you made a lot of valid points in your piece. But one thing that stuck out to me that was just like, really, bro, is that you actually liked the main event, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Really,
bro? What,
brother?
What?
Really?
What's that?
What?
Shit, I enjoyed it. I can't remember who was watching it with me.
Come on now, dog.
We all enjoyed it.
Come on, man.
No. Like, okay, fair enough. That just really stuck out. I was just as you said.
Bro, how am I not going to enjoy a match where I see my guy lift the title?
No, I get that. That's fine. That's the end product. But I'm talking during. Was a whole
because I was so on the edge of my seat because for that whole match, the possibility it was just a 3 count and then he's done it. Do you know what I mean? So that's why, mate, I'm a biased party on this. Like, do you know what I mean? This is like I'm not an unbiased party. I'll happily say that. That's why I was like some people don't like it, and you very, very rarely hear me say this. I don't really care. Don't care. Not in this situation. Don't care.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It just stuck out.
It was never. Put it this way. There's probably worse main events regardless.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you guys check out the last episode of Take It to the Table, we actually did the blind rankings of worst WrestleMania main events.
Yeah, those are
number 1 may shock you.
Those are blind rankings are unfair, but you're gonna.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement.
That's the point.
But yeah, fair fair enough. We have our own obviously opinions on the John Cena title run. Like I said, I'm still enjoying it. It's just obviously there's only so much rope that you can give before you run out and before it tightens until it's too late. So we'll just have to see how it goes and what is the actual end game at the end of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the John Cena's title run. Is it going good for you? Do you don't like it? Or yeah, is it
like see that? And that's the tough part. If it's not Cody Rhodes, it's who?
Yeah.
Like, that's
I
the
guess
other
it's
thing.
the best
I
part.
don't know.
That's the thing about it.
Like that's the best part, but I don't know if that's the best part, because if it's not Cody Rhodes or CM Punk, I don't know who it is. I don't know who does it. I don't know, like, if there is truth to a Boston event in December where he's in his hometown and that's probably the match he loses.
Mm-hmm.
And loses the title.
He's not leaving.
I don't know when
I'm fucking leaving.
He's not leaving. He's not leaving. He posted the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. He's not leaving.
Yeah.
Legendary. But apparently there's even more hints behind that as well. So who knows, man?
Would it be interesting? The funny part would be is if he actually did the retirement tour and he actually ended the year as champion, and they said, let's make history. Or I guess it's not even a double meaning, but the winner of the Royal Rumble is the WWE champion. And if John Cena came out as number 30 again and wins
John Cena wins
the Rumble after retiring and goes, I win the world title, I ruined it, I ruined your Royal Rumble, and then leave. Or do they set up it? Or do they set up, if it is in London, I wouldn't be shocked if he went for the first. It went until 42.
Oh yeah, I think if it comes to London,
if it's 42, I do think Cena might.
That's what I'm saying. When you think about it, it might be a double meaning behind that picture, because like there's a method to his madness. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, like this is a wait and see situation. All right, moving on. Next subject.
Blind ranking.
What? No, we're going to talk about Kevin Nash. Kevin O'Neill.
Blind ranking?
No. You ruined. There's not going to be no blind rankings. Go away. Anyway, Kevin Nash has been going on a little rant this past week. And he feels like that the art of selling moves is dead. I actually got a little excerpt of what he said. So I read it verbatim, so I'm not mincing his words. So yeah, he went on his wonderful podcast called Click That, I believe that's what it's called. He basically went on a little tangent on about the art of selling, and he says, and I quote, "I'm noticing more and more that nobody sells. Everybody registers. They register what's happening to them, but then it's a turnaround, and it's like nobody sells. Registering is just like this brief reaction, where selling is like you're in trouble. You're curling up in the ball, and I don't see anyone doing that anymore." So obviously there is a difference between registering what is happening and then obviously selling. And to a degree, I kind of see what he means regarding the art of selling, in terms of, when he was around back in his day, there was a lot of people that was able to sell moves, or like just sell it perfectly. I mean, people still to this day think that, Scott Hall took the best stunner and he sold it perfectly. Or people like that Angle or Shane, or even to a degree Rock, even though he just went OTT with it at most times. And there was more people that was able to sell Goldberg's spear and just really convince you that they are literally broken in half. Whereas today, these days, there's a lot of a lot of people don't really stay down for it, or the most they can do is maybe just the starfish when they get hit. There's no real I can't really think of someone that really
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, you'll see him get caught in a leg lock and then sell the knee for the rest of the match and limp on it and stuff like that. That he's always one that sticks out, that will continue to sell.
See, that's okay. That's somewhat of an example. When I think of selling, I just think of like especially when it comes to a finisher, that they really look like it effed them up. So like some people, like when Ricochet took the RKO and he literally, his head bounced off the of the mat. I think he was having a match with was it Drew McIntyre? He missed the 450 splash.
Yeah, I
That's
disagree with Kev on this one. I think.
Yeah, let me go. What's your thoughts about what you think about Kev's comments? Why do you disagree?
Because like I think of people like Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, who like you watch Rhea Ripley take like a springboard DDT, she will spike herself right on the top of her head and like come out of it looking all dizzy. And like I don't see a lack of selling in a sense. What I do see is like a lack of like what I brought up with Kevin Owens, where he'll continue to sell something that somebody's done a move on throughout the match. But I don't know if that comes from, again, so we're going back to slightly back into the last topic and the different styles of wrestling. How can you really sell when you're so focused on that you have to just get back up and do another move super quick and it's moving at this super fast pace?
Then you're in the wrong job.
Maybe it has, in a sense of like, I'm pretty sure there was selling on display in the Cody and Cena match. I'm pretty sure there was selling on display in the Cody and Randy match. If that's what he means in that old style, because it's moving at a slower pace, so you get more time to sell. And I don't know, like I don't really see a lack of people selling in general. I think some people, like even people like Austin Theory, who can sell anything. Do you know what I mean? Like I think there's people out on the roster that do it better than others for sure. I think there's people that have fun with it, like Jimmy Uso when he took an RKO. Not long after Randy came back, he stayed laid on the mat until they rolled him up in it, I think. And like so there is people out there that have fun with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but
yeah,
I don't really see a massive
lack
of it personally.
Yeah, I think we have to disagree on this one, Jordy, for the first time ever. I mean, like, yeah, I see what you mean, where people obviously are selling it to a degree, but I feel like that there's people that actually do sell, and there's people that really sell it that don't overdo it. Like someone like Roman Reigns the other day when who flipping took him out, and he almost looked like he did the Family Guy pose on the.
He get stomped.
Punk.
Was it Punk? Yeah. That is perfect selling.
Yeah.
Like that's proper, and he just goes limp. I see what you mean regarding Rhea Ripley, and she acts so woozy and stuff. That's something that you're supposed to do when you're wrestling. I don't really see her doing like what RVD does when he takes a DDT. He is the master of spiking his head whenever he takes a DDT. I don't see Rhea Ripley doing that.
See, I think she does. I think she does it and then like flips out of it. But like I always remember one that Zelina hit her with on the build up to Backlash, or maybe even in the match outside the ring, and she literally, I was like, my God, that must hurt. But I guess the fact that I'm picking one example from so long ago maybe shows that there is a lack of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like even I don't remember that. Most memorable ones that I do remember what people are very good at selling is, like I said, the one that when Stone Cold stunned Scott Hall, or when Evan Bourne got RKO'd in the air, or when Seth Rollins got RKO'd out of midair. Like those people that know how to sell it, and then they just
like, I think Jey Uso's been selling Logan's punch too well, annoyingly well, because I hate that Logan can have that kind of power.
But again, like, when he sells it, all he does is starfish. That's nothing. Like I don't know. I just feel like
that's what you thought. That's what Roman did, though.
Yeah,
like,
no. With Roman, when he did it, he actually went like he folded. Whereas Jey Uso, he takes the punch, but he just like he does this and then he goes right starfish. If you actually get knocked out, you're supposed to carry on going that way and then just be face first. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
you'd be going like proper folded. Whereas Jey, he takes it, but he just instantly T poses. That's not real. That's generic. You see what I mean? So like, there is different ways to do this. Not everyone sells, but
Sami Zayn's good at selling as well.
Yeah,
I give it to Sami.
And like I said, with Kevin Owens, he's good at selling during the match. Like he definitely sells body parts, limbs, all that kind of stuff. He's very good at that. And you know, or if he's trying to do
I
a
see
running
what you
move.
mean. That like the older generation maybe used to do like the simple things where like they would take an incredible move and like you would see like
Yes.
the fingers would start to twitch. You know,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
would
Devon Dudley. Devon
little
Dudley was
stuff
a
like that.
master
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was a
Mick
master
Foley
at that.
as well. Mick Foley was like
Yeah.
and it just makes you go, "Are they okay?" Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Or even to a degree,
quick
even though
second.
I hate him, like Hulk Hogan. There was many times when he took some moves and he does that twitching thing.
Yeah.
It's that proper twitching. That is what I mean. And not many people, hardly anyone does that. No one does that kind of stuff. So
it's almost like it's missing the subtleties, isn't it?
It's that's the thing. Subtlety is key, and that's like that because we always go on about certain stuff when we see certain like backstage promos or things in the background and stuff, like subtle things that we just notice and be like, oh, you see what that's. We always notice it as fans, and you feel like that's gonna be like a red herring to what's to the big thing at the. So yeah, it's all about the subtleness. But yeah, that's so yeah, I feel like that I do agree to a degree what Kevin Nash is saying, that no one really does those subtleness that make it look really impactful anymore. But what about you, Coby? What's your thoughts? Do you agree with Kevin Nash regarding the art? Is the art selling dead, or could you give us some examples that it isn't?
So I got two things to note, and I just looked up on YouTube, and Kevin Nash's best sells.
Oh boy,
nothing comes up. Nothing comes. Nothing's coming up. And like you're a bit like he was a big guy who could do powerbomb moves, but people who are bumping for him like are doing the selling.
Yeah.
Okay. If we and this is because just to make sure we know, and this is the definition given. A sell is to react to something in a way which makes it appear believable and legitimate to the audience. Typically refers to the physical action by a wrestler of making the opponent's move look impactful, but it can also be used to refer to any aspect of the worked presentation, notably including commentator reactions. And then, of course, you have the no sell and oversell. To me, that's the thing. I think we're like there are examples of no selling. There are examples of the fighting spirit that we see in every single match where there's a kick out at one. That I will agree, there's too many of those now. Like there are aspects where I can sit here and go, Kevin Nash has a point, but I don't think we're at a point where, especially the global leader of the wrestling industry, has issues with it. We're not. WWE doesn't have issues with it. I fully agree with Jordy. Rhea is one of the best psychologists here. You give Liv Morgan, she bumps like crazy. The one that we saw when it was Liv versus Bayley, however long ago, and Liv did the suplex off of the steps, and then she's displaying the pain on her emotions, and then she does the Guerrero shimmy. Like that to me, that's to me what selling is conveying the emotions, conveying the pain that you're going through. Bumping is a different thing, because bumping is the actual taking the bump, whether you're taking a head bump or a back bump, or if you're landing on your knee on the apron or something. Like that's actually bumping. But psychology, I don't think we're in it, especially if I look at the industry leader, there's not an issue with WWE. Even last year, we watched the Elimination Chamber 4 months after Randy Orton returned from his back injury. And we're sitting there watching this men's Elimination Chamber going, 2 minutes into it, Randy Orton selling his back. Like I'm not looking at a point in time where there's issues. I do think there are issues, but if I look at this 10-second clip that is going viral on Twitter or on Instagram, oh, and this is no selling, or this is a poor example of selling. I do think those exist, but I don't think there's an industry-wide problem, especially when the industry leader's not having issues with it.
I think that's a very good point that you make, though, about bumping and selling. because
But,
bumping is
there's a
like
difference.
is the art
Bumping's
of it.
actually taking it. Selling's the convey of pain.
I can't believe I didn't bring her up originally. How did I not bring up Chelsea Green? Chelsea Green
I don't
sells.
know. You tell
Chelsea
me.
Green 100% sells. You see, like you say, again, it's a comedic way of doing it sometimes, but you see it on her face. You see, she'll take a bump and she'll get up and she'll be like, "Whoa, that was like you." She looks like a cartoon that should have canaries flying around her head. Like, do you know what I mean? And then again, the art of taking the bump, I think that is a different thing. And perhaps there are individuals that you see less of it with, but I agree. I think at the head of it, and I think Randy's a perfect example as well.
Randy, exactly. One of the things that obviously I'll miss, and I'll sit there and go, well, Johnny Gargano, when he was Mr. Takeover, one of his best things is when he would take something, and he has the glossy eyes, and he's just like, you can look. He looks like he's concussed. Like he's one of the best sellers in the game. It's not apparent right now, because he's in a tag team. He's not doing high profile singles matches like he was in NXT, but that's someone who has displayed it. When you can convey pain. I'm not looking at a roster of WWE that can't. We watched, for those, and I know Jordy watched it because this was one of your first AEW pay-per-views, World's End from last year. We saw Will Ospreay get busted open in the opening match with Kyle Fletcher, and then go on to sell like he was the loss of blood affected him in a match with Okada. Like, Will Ospreay gets the most flack. Will Ospreay doesn't know psychology. Exhibit fucking A right there. World's End 2024. Like, I don't think, like, that's the thing. If things can go viral, clips can go, oh, this clip shows someone not bumping correctly, or the choreographed nature of some matches that exist and happen. That happens, and I will admit those are bad examples, but I'll go back to this. Industry wide, it's not an issue. There's issues in 10-second clips, but as a whole, there's no issue. Kevin Nash, you were never known for selling. You were a big man, and you know it.
Mic drop, everybody.
Coby told him, bro.
Coby told him. Fair enough. Yeah, like I said, I don't 100% agree with what he's saying, because, like I said, there are valuable candidates that still believe in it, and there is obviously some people tell it in a different way. But at the same time, I do agree that if you do compare it to how it was back in when he was active, probably not everyone, not people that were selling to him, or definitely not him selling to anybody. There were like valuable people that were very good at, and they weren't athletes themselves. They were like just big dudes that would sell things, and you remember those to the end of time. So it swings and roundabouts, but yeah, I would say for the most part, Kevin Nash is.
And this is the other thing. We talk, and there's we talk about this. This is the wrestling business. It's supposed to evolve. Just because it's not how someone did it 20 years ago doesn't mean it's not selling.
Bro, that's Kevin Nash's whole podcast. That's what he does. He gets on there and he says, "Oh, this isn't how it used to be," and then everyone goes, "The old man's at it again."
This is old man yells at the clouds, because just because it evolved, just because Gargano can convey the look of a concussion, just because Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Mercedes Moné's one of the best female bumpers in there. Becky Lynch understands. Are we going to say Becky Lynch has an issue with psychology? Fuck off. We got Randy Orton. We got John Cena. We got Logan Paul understands it. And people give Logan Paul a flack. He understands it. He can convey it. He does well. Cody Rhodes has done it well. He's conveying to me, like, I read the definition, but it's the convey of emotions that we're not lacking that in wrestling. We're not.
No,
We're
not at all.
Kevin Nash is old. It's old man yells at clouds. Someone who was never known for being who could sell like with the best of them. Nobody's putting Kevin Nash under their best sellers. Not even top 100.
No, 100%. I mean, like I said, everyone has a chance to evolve. I mean, at one point when Undertaker finally ended up turned into Mark Calloway, even he was one of those guys that was just like back in my day. You know, they weren't playing video games; they were
video games.
Yeah.
Eventually, he matured and he understands it, and he understands that about just the evolving of the business, and he understands it. So that's
you're always. We're not reinventing the wheel, but we're finding.
Damn it, they've got a show called Evolve.
We're finding new ways to make it. That's what this is.
Exactly.
We're not reinventing psychology, but there's new ways to sell. There's new ways to convey emotion. And that's what this is. It's old man yelling at clouds.
Old man yelling at clouds. Definitely. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you agree or disagree, or let us know your thoughts regarding our selling. All right. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick game of blind rankings. We ain't gonna be on it too long. So yeah, blind rankings, everybody. I was gonna do this at the beginning, but we had obviously more important topics to talk at hand at the beginning of the show. So yeah, you know how it is. I'm gonna give you guys a topic. It's obviously out of 10 spots. You don't know what I'm gonna give you, and you just obviously rank it, and then obviously, wherever it ends up is obviously your doing. So choose wisely, okay? Boom. So yeah, we are doing a top 10 of. I just figured that considering we spoke about it, I thought let's have some fun with this one. So we're gonna be discussing about the top 10 Money in the Bank cash-ins.
Okay.
Both good and bad. You don't know what I'm going to give you, but yeah, this is going to be very interesting. So yeah, gonna all the winners that cashed in, and what's your thoughts on them? So okay, so I'm going to start with Coby. All right. So I'm going to give you
top 10.
I'm going to give you Rob Van Dam.
RVD. Okay, so that's the thing. RVD is interesting because it was the first kind of one to announce he was going to cash in somewhere. And that's the thing. We all look at it as one of the best crowds ever for that one night stand. It's a strong ranking, but like we said, we could either get a bunch of shit ones or we can either get a bunch of great ones.
Yeah.
So right now, I think a safe bet. I think the safe bet is. I'm going to go 4.
4. Okay.
I think the safe bet is 4 because it is one we always frequently talk about. It's a historic one and it's a top one. It's kind of in the middle, but it's in the higher middle.
Cool.
So I'll go 4.
So that's how it is. Yeah. Number 1 is what is going to be obviously the best cash in you think, and obviously number 4 is the least. So yeah, 4th best. Jordy.
Yeah.
You're going to get Jack Swagger.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on. I'll chuck him in at 9 because there's always room for worse, right? But I don't know. Should I put him at 10? No.
To be fair, he won. So it wasn't memorable.
It doesn't matter.
He succeeded. He succeeded.
Swagger,
Chaos.
He's going at the
Damien
bottom.
Sandow or something.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't care. I'd rather have Damien Sandow.
Was it all successful?
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's just Money in the Bank.
Oh,
winners.
right.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
Okay, then put him. I'm putting him in at
8.
I'd say
9. Stay at 9.
What's your mind up?
9.
9. Okay, cool. All right, 9. Coby. Alberto Del Rio, 2011.
Speaking of Kevin fucking Nash, you know what made that memorable return? Punk taking the power bomb, not you doing the power bomb. Punk taking the power bomb, and that's what made this cash in happen. is by far better than fucking Jack Swagger. I mean, I remember. I mean, this is prime childhood. I had SummerSlam taped on a VCR, so I had this cash. I didn't watch it live, but my dad taped it because I was elsewhere. But yeah, I honestly that's the thing. I don't know. You either got so many great ones or so many shit ones. I'll go number 7.
Number 7. Cool. Jordy.
Yep.
John Cena.
1.
No.
What do you expect to happen?
Another one. Let's.
No, right. No, I'll put it 2. I'll put it 2.
Rock ruined it. We're back on The Rock ruining WrestleMania. Full.
Oh my god.
I,
You made me crash out. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah.
I want to put him number 1, but I won't.
It's up to you.
No, I won't. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to leave a little bit of room. I'll put it at 3.
3? Okay. Oh man. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Cobbs, I've left us a little bit of room there. What do you
That's
mean?
not room.
We can
That
put
ain't
a 2
room.
above that. We like to wind people up in the comments.
Your one is Otis.
Okay.
Well,
So, okay. You know what? I looked back. Obviously, it was a weird time, and
Very.
the fact of the matter is, it was a fun Money in the Bank because they made it a cinematic match. It's higher than Jack Swagger. 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Jordy.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin.
Loses to Jinder Mahal.
What low numbers have we got left?
10. 10
Oh
and 6.
wow. 10 and 6. 6 is far too high, isn't it? It's going in 10. It has to go. Yeah, it's 10. Yeah, it's 10.
Oh yeah. Hey, this is back to a theme. You know who ruined his cash in? John Cena.
Leave John out of this.
What I absolutely
It was John.
I despised John Cena during this time. Just letting you know.
Everybody. And then that was a SummerSlam match.
Absolutely.
Corbin and
champion.
Cena. Oh my god.
Yeah. He was.
I mean,
absolutely.
to be fair, it never helped. We had Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke as a world title feud. And Punjabi Prison. That fucking reign.
Oh, that went over well. Yeah. All right. Cool. So number 10. Yeah.
I feel like
Yes.
I'm fucked.
Cool.
I feel
Yeah,
like-
man. Welcome to blind
Yeah,
ranking with me. It's never a pleasant. It's never a pleasant journey.
Kobe. Randy Orton. 2013.
You're gonna
2013.
give us any like really good one?
Okay. So we have 1, 2, 5, and 6.
This is an interesting one.
This is an interesting one because the way I look at it is chaos. If chaos fucks us,
He's gonna.
it makes sense for this to be at 1 or 2.
Okay.
Or does he have the basic ones? Edge, Seth Rollins.
I don't believe he will. I
There's
think he's gonna throw
higher-
like Carmella out.
There's higher ones that can go in 1 and 2. But is he gonna whip those out? I don't know.
Probably.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Oof. Wow.
Cena in 2 and 3. Look at us.
I think Seth is coming. Or but that would be predictable. But I do think Seth is coming. So Seth
Jordy.
is
Yeah.
the one.
Dolph Ziggler. How was that? This one. This
We've got 5, 6,
Yeah.
and
1, 5, and 6.
1, 5, and 6. So it's 5 or 6, right? I think 5.
Wait,
I
hold
think
on, no.
5.
Do you think Seth Rollins or Edge are coming?
Don't know, but I think 5. I think
Yeah,
that we
bad.
could get a good and a bad, and I think if I put this right in the middle of where we've got left, I think there's another stinker coming.
So you think? Okay, yeah, okay. If you think there's one of each,
I think there's a stinker coming somewhere.
okay.
Which one you said? 5. Okay, cool.
You said 5. So 1 and 6
Kobe,
for who?
Nikki ASH.
Nikki. Oh yeah, we're fucked. We are fucked. You should have kept Cena at 1. I'm kidding.
He's gonna have to go in 6, but we don't know who's going at 1 yet. He might nice us. Probably.
There's no way he does. There's no way he does. He doesn't want us.
I don't know why I even said it.
He wants no.
It's really like
Chaos wants us to leave 1 at last, but I can't make Nikki Ash 1. I can't.
Nah, come on, you can't do that.
So
Well,
six-
then because that's in your hands. That's your decision. Anything that happens after this is out of our hands, Kobe.
This is You don't
So-
make this. Yeah,
Chaos decides what goes at 1.
I think it's 6. 6 is Nikki Cross.
Okay.
Tell us
We'll
what goes
leave
at 1.
at
We're
number
fucked
1.
anyway. We're fucked anyway.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
You literally didn't give us any good cash-ins really there.
I never told you that was going to.
I know, but I was just waiting for one that was like, oh, that's a top one, like you say, Seth, Edge, like all of these guys, all of these kind of stink a little bit. I should have put Cena 1.
No, you should have
Yeah.
put 5. Because Dolph is better than Cena's.
Not according to me, bro. He didn't ask anybody but me, and I think not.
Okay,
Cena should be at 1 in
and
this
I will
list.
say, and I'll say this till the cows come home: Strowman's cash in is worse than defeating Seth Rollins. He cashed in for a Hell in a Cell match that had Mick Foley run-ins and Brock Lesnar ruining it. To me is the worst Hell in a Cell. There's at least something to enjoy with Seth and the Fiend.
Yeah, that was the first. It was a non-finish, wasn't it?
It was a non-finish because Brock Lesnar showed up and did nothing. It was the first real Hell in a Cell that never finished because Brock Lesnar ruined it.
Yeah,
but the entire build-up was Braun Strowman has friends in Drew and Dolph.
I did think you were going to say Brock Lesnar when you said Braun Strowman, so I'm glad you didn't say that. That would have hurt. That would have
versus Strowman, Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre, and then Mick Foley's the referee because these are 2 immovable objects. We need a finish.
Yeah. That
Brock
was
Lesnar.
horrible.
They have the run-ins, and then Brock Lesnar shows up, ends the match. That to me is the worst Hell in a Cell match of all time.
Understandable. Fair dues. Well, yeah, that's our blind rankings. Everyone thinks they obviously clearly think that Braun Strowman is the greatest Money in the Bank cash in ever. So thank you very much, guys.
So done dirty. Makes it up as he goes
always. Always done dirty.
Oh man, that's 2 for 2 for you, Jordy. You put your own
bro. You had Seth written on a piece of paper, and you went, "Nah, let's screw it."
Letters SETH.
Braun. Like, I'm surprised you didn't say Brock Lesnar for the time that he.
Hey, at least he didn't say Austin. He could have said Austin Theory.
There's many.
I could have said worse. Yeah. Austin Theory.
He said Theory.
The Miz, the second one. The second.
Yeah.
That could have been.
Damien Priest wasn't bad in hindsight, to be fair. Damien Priest was all right.
Well, no, that was great. I liked it.
It felt a bit long.
If you were a Drew fan.
It just felt a bit long, right? Like, it felt like they were. It almost became comedic. Damien would come out, attempt to cash in and fail it.
Yeah.
Like,
I said I knew from time. I remember I kept predicting it on the daily, almost on a daily basis. I was on it. I was like, he's gonna wait till Mania. And I remember Ben Allison was like, no.
Oh, Ben predicted every pay-per-view. There's gonna be a cash in because we're building to Damien versus Finn Balor, and it's like,
I thought he was going to do it on the night for a second,
but
he came down with it on the night that he won it. On the night that he won the briefcase, he came down with it. I thought he was going to.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
because it
But
was.
then after a while, it was a boy who
Second
cried
Balor.
wolf situation. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna win it though. And then when he came sprinting down at me, and he's like, he's running like a guy that's about to win the world title. You know what I mean? Like that was a proper run. That. Yeah. Like Tom Cruise Mission Impossible style.
Yes. 100%.
Even then, looking at Damian Priest, it was not a catalyst, but it was a storytelling element for two stories. Of course, Punk and Drew, but also Drew and Damian. Yeah. And I sit here and say, I don't hate Drew and Damian. I haven't hated it. Good. And I thought it was one of the better matches Mania weekend. That was one of the best finishes.
I think they did the thing where they told the story, and I went, "Oh, actually, this has been going for a while," and I didn't realize it. So, like, fair play. Like, I think they could have told it a little bit more on the build up and kept that going. But yeah, no, I don't. I think people, again, like I said earlier, people poking holes.
100%.
It was one of the best built Mania feuds. The bar wasn't too high.
Whether it was the plan always, it's by the by, but it worked out. It was a good match.
100%. 100%. All right, then. On that note, we have come to the end of the episode. Like I said, it was jam-packed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's been watching, listening, all that good stuff. Thank you very much, Jordy, and thank you very much, Coby, for joining us at the table. Be sure to obviously make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also check out the other content on Wrestling Republic. We've obviously got the Daily Show that is on daily. We got other shows on the Wrestling Republic undercard, sold separately. We also got NXT Off the Air as well on the main YouTube channel, and everything else that's coming out. So be sure to check everything on. So make sure you subscribe on the Wrestling Republic channel and the undercard as well to be well informed of all the good stuff that is happening here at Wrestling Republic. Other than that, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Jordy in the Bank. Down below has been Coby, WR, head of reviewing, as you can see on his title there. And until next time, guys, see you at the table. Peace.
Chaos.